All right, guys. Will and I made it out of Piedmont alive. We'll save that for another week. But speaking of another week, Ohatchee, Piedmont for the first time, I guess in recorded history, it's the first time two Calhoun County teams have faced off in the semifinals of in the playoffs. What did you see from Ohatchee and Randolph County tonight, Mr. Medley, who joins us special video this week?
Glad to be here. I saw a very good Ohatchee defense. They got their second shutout of the year against a very good Randolph County offense. You know, Randolph County scored over 40 points 3 times this year, 60 points once, and averaging 30.5 points a game. And Ohatchee really shut them down. They got down the field a couple times and got to about the 10-yard line, and Ohatchee stopped them twice on fourth down. And then other than that, Taylor Eubanks just made plays. He made a 66-yard run. He had a 35-yard touchdown run. Probably saved the shutout by running down a punt snap over his head and getting off enough of a punt to get it back over to the minus side of the field. So it was a pretty good showing by Ohatchee that frankly could have won bigger. There were a couple situations. There was a fumble over the goal line that Randolph County recovered, and another interception. So they Ohatchee really dominated the game more than the score showed, and I expect another good game between them and Piedmont next week.
Right.
It's gonna be a good one.
Before we jump into next week, and before we jump into week with Piedmont, quick update: Hanley won. They're playing in Illusion next week in the quarterfinals, and then also Hooks Bluff took down Cherokee County. So we got that out of the way for the main event here.
Yeah.
Weaver Piedmont. What did you see, Mr. Gaines?
Well, I was really impressed with what Weaver did early because they took the opening kickoff back, 89 yards, and then forced a fumble. And not only they forced a fumble, but they capitalized on it and were able to score. But Piedmont came back, and I think it was Lee Stanley came back with a 51-yard touchdown run, and 46 unanswered points after that. They got rolling, but Weaver had some opportunities to score.
Yeah.
There was a pick six in the red zone. I think there was maybe a fumble in the red.
There was a fumble at the 3. There was a pick 6. There's flags galore for both teams.
Yeah, so I mean, it was it was a good game. It was a good start for Weaver, but Piedmont used their what makes Piedmont good. They leaned on
Mr.
Taylor
11.
Hayes. Yeah, they leaned on Taylor Hayes, and they leaned on Lee Stanley, and made some plays in the passing game. They didn't throw for a lot of yards, but there was 3 touchdown passes by Taylor Hayes. So he made some plays, and a lot of 2-point conversions tonight. So it was a pretty good game, and then it got eventful at the end of the game.
Yeah. We'll sum it up very quickly. There was not a post-game handshake by coaches, and we'll leave it at that to save face, I guess would be the right thing. Also, if you're watching this tonight, keep the referee that had an episode on the field in your thoughts and whatever.
Yeah, that was a scary situation, and hope that situation works out all right.
Yep. All right. Wrapping this up quickly. Expectations for next week. Ohatchee Piedmont.
Wow, I think it'll be another great game. It was a great game the first time, 45-35, and really closer, I think, than the final score indicated. Piedmont's obviously going to try to stop Ohatchee's running game, and Ohatchee's going to try to stop Taylor Hayes, and we'll see which one wins. I think it's appropriate that it comes down to those two teams with a berth in Auburn on the line, because it's arguable that they've been the two best teams in 3A.
Yeah.
And I think they both felt like they had missed opportunities. I think Ohatchee feels like they had an opportunity to pull off a pretty good comeback and pick up the win. And I think Piedmont maybe feels like they missed a couple opportunities to put that game away. So both teams are going to have something that they want to prove in this game, and it'll be